guys, and welcome to this week's Lush kitchen menu. You can tell by my back door that it is night time. I am an overachiever and this is only being filmed a couple of hours after I went live on Instagram. For those who missed out on that, there'll be another video up later on today, and by today, hopefully, fingers crossed, means Sunday. This week's Lush kitchen menu is inspired by the fact that it's coming up to Father's Day in the UK, and most of these products are not male products. I don't like saying the word male products because I think any cosmetic can be used by absolutely anyone. I would say, however, that these products are a little bit more geared towards masculine smelling. That sounds a bit contradictory. I don't mean it in that way. I don't mean that a certain smell is masculine. I just think these scents are probably scents that men might enjoy more than other scents, if you get my drift. I am super excited by this week's Lush kitchen menu because there are two items that have never come out in the Lush kitchen before, one of which I have had before and loved, and I have been requesting it quite often to come out, and it's finally coming out, and I'll get onto that a little bit later. I'm going to stop talking and let's just get onto this week's menu. So I'm going to start with Monday and a product that really blew my socks away when it came out in the kitchen for the first time, and that is the Assassin Shower Gel. Now, I have a review of this on my blog, allthingslushuk.blogspot.com. I can't imagine anyone watching this video not knowing my blog. This was described by myself in the beginning and was described by other people as being a combination of tramp and grass, and I can completely see that. That's a really simplistic way of describing this shower gel for those who've never tried it before. It has the patchouli and the earthy elements of tramp, but it also has the green, sort of really deep-rooted green smell from grass. However, this is a product that blew my socks away more than I was expecting, and actually I prefer it to both of those aforementioned shower gels. So what is lovely about this, you probably can't see, this is what it looks like in the bottle. Doesn't look particularly interesting, but you can see from the top there that the colour is not a really dark grey colour, but is more of a green. It is a little bit thicker than your average shower gel. I'm not going to pour any out, but it's not super thin. It's not really thick, but it is fairly thick. It lathers up wonderfully in the shower, leaves its scent, leaves a good impression, will stink out your bathroom for a long time and make it smell like you've had a forest party in there. This features cypress oil, pine oil, lemon oil, not to mention a chicory infusion, which adds quite a nice, slightly herbal element, and of course we cannot forget our lovely patchouli. When I smell this, I smell all of those key components. I smell the slight spiciness of the patchouli, and this is all really impressive that I can smell anything right now, because if you can hear, my nose is completely bunged up, but I can still smell this. You get the spicy element of the patchouli, the lemon in there sort of brings out the pine oil a little bit more, the cypress oil is what sort of undercuts the pine oil and brings around an altogether well-rounded smell. This is a very natural smelling one. These are the sorts of smells that Lush are known for. If you like tramp, if you like grass, if you like go green, if you like things like that that are very green-led, you will like this. I recommend this. This is a satin shower gel, and who cannot love a shower gel with a name like Assassin? That just sounds like it's going to kick some butt. Also coming up on Monday in the Lush kitchen, I don't have with me anymore, is Go Green Solid Perfume. Now, I always say this about solid perfumes, they haven't won me over 100%. There are some that stand well above others, for example the recent Brightside release, stunning solid perfume, but I am much more of a liquid perfume girl when it comes to that. I'm all for solidifying anything else that Lush do, but when it comes to solid perfumes, although I can see the use of solid perfumes, I much prefer the liquid counterparts. Go Green is again one of those smells for people who like very green, very natural, very exciting and unique smells that you wouldn't expect to find outside of Lush. What I will say about Go Green is that it's actually one of my favourite solid perfumes, which is not something I was expecting at all, because it's not a scent that I really love, it's just a scent I can appreciate. But there are so many key ingredients here that make this quite complex and very, very interesting in this format. For starters, you have a very herbal smelling product. You have tarragon in here, you have oak moss, you have fennel, and you have cedar oil. And cedar oil is what gives it a very sort of slight woody base that grounds all of the scents together. The key ingredients in here are things like vetiver, you have grapefruit, you have neroli, and that all together brings that very sort of crisp, green grassy smell with the grapefruit, not adding a fruity component, but sort of elevating those grassy roots. So what you get is a perfume that's very complex, very natural smelling, and very quite unique. There's woody elements, there's herbal elements, and there are obviously, at the top point, grassy green elements. This one stayed on my skin for a lot longer than I was expecting it to, because a solid perfume for me can sometimes last as minimal as 30 minutes. This one lasted for a good many hours. And what I liked about this solid perfume is it's one of those smells that I don't necessarily want to have something so strong on my body, and I found the body spray that I also have can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, but this one isn't. I would highly recommend it. Those who don't use solid perfumes, you can use them in so many ways. You can use them as a solid perfume, spreading them slightly on your pulse points and elevating that smell throughout the day with your warmth. You can put a little bit on the ends of your hair, so whenever the wind goes by, you get a nice breeze there. You can cut a little slice off, put it on a wax burner, heat the scents up that way. There are so many things you could do with solid perfumes. I feel like I'm selling it to myself. Okay, on to Tuesday in the Lush kitchen menu. We're going to start with a product that has come back time and time again, and it is Wash Day Greens shampoo. I am very much into my solid shampoos from Lush. I think they are impeccable. I love them. I love the concept behind them. There's nothing I wouldn't do for a solid shampoo bar. But there are just some smells in some of Lush's liquid older versions that I can't help but be in love with, and Wash Day Greens is one of them. Now, to start off, what I love about this is its colour. It's a little bit like Assassin in the fact that it's so beautiful and so rich in green colour. In terms of consistency, it's probably a little bit thinner than Assassin, but it's not too thin. What I love about this is that you don't need much at all. I'd say one of these bottles, if you were to use it every day or every other day for your hair, could easily last you 6 to 8 months. You don't need a lot at all. It lathers up beautifully, it froths in your hair, you get a lovely, beautiful, strong smell coming through. And what I think is great about this is it adds a little bit of volume to your hair. Now, you can probably look at my hair and think, Jen, you don't need volume to your hair because your hair's a frizzy mess. My hair is a frizzy mess, but it's also very, very thin. And this just gives it a little bit of volume and sort of brings it to life a little bit. What I do love about this shampoo is that in the summer I have certain blonder bits at the top of my hair here, and I do have natural highlights that sort of come through my hair at times. I find that this elevates those lighter parts of the hair, and I just feel that my hair looks a little bit more dimensional. Now, key ingredients, again, I'm going to show you this bottle here. Key ingredients we have is a bay and mint infusion, which is a big part of the smell you've got there. You've also got spearmint in here, and you've also got peppermint. And it is a minty smell, but it's not wholly minty. So if you're thinking ice blue, dirty, it's very different from that. Because of the chicory in there and the bay leaf, it smells very much like mint jelly that you put on lamb, which is something that I haven't had for a good 16 years because I've been vegetarian for at least that long. It's mint, but you have that bay leaf coming through that just adds a little bit of, I wouldn't say a herbal smell, but adds a little bit of green to the overall smell. I love this. Also coming up on Tuesday, we have something which I don't have, which is Tramp body lotion. I don't have a love-hate relationship with Tramp, but it's one of those ones that really has to sell it to me, and I have to be in the mood. I very rarely use my shower gel. It stays on my shelf for sometimes a year and a half. And that 500-gram bottle or that 250-gram bottle would probably last me half a century, if I'm going to be honest, because I don't use it that often. But occasionally I get a little bit of a craving for something a bit earthy, something a bit dirt-like, and I go for Tramp. When Tramp body lotion first came out in the kitchen a couple of years ago, I cannot say that I was overly excited. I was kind of hoping that there would be another body lotion instead, but I bought one anyway because I wanted to try it. All I can say is I fell in love, and I think Tramp body lotion is my favourite format for that scent. And the reason being is, yes, it has all the elements of Tramp. You have the oak moss, the patchouli, you get that deep earthy smell, the spiciness from the patchouli, the underlying dried dirt sort of smell as well. But what I love about the body lotion is it also feels really crisp and really cooling. I cannot even really tell you what it is about the body lotion that makes it slightly different from the shower gel, but it really does. And when I lather it on my skin, like, you know, rub it in, I just feel cleansed. I just feel really, really good. This is summertime now, and for me, Tramp is not a smell that suits the summer well. It's too cloudy, it's too condensed, it's too strong. After being sweaty and hot and bothered after a long day at the beach, I would be happy to put this on and I would feel nice and relaxed and cool afterwards. And what I like is the fact that the warmth of your skin really brings out that patchouli and makes it more rounded and slightly sweeter on the skin. So you lose a little bit of that earthiness, you lose a little bit of that dirtness, but overall it's still Tramp, just a little bit sweeter and a little bit nicer. On to Wednesday in the Lush kitchen menu, 2 products, one of which has never come out in the kitchen before. It's only released many years ago for a short bout of time. We have the Dear John shower gel and we have the Dear John bubble bar. I'm not going to go through talking about the shower gel. I've never had it, but I am so excited. I am going to be so happy when it arrives on my doorstep. I happen to love the Dear John smell. What is great about Dear John is it is such a multi-complex smell, and every time you smell it, you just get something slightly different. There is cedarwood in here and vetiver in here, so you do get a lovely, evocative, rounded, woody element to it. At the same time, there's a little bit of clove bud in there. Don't be put off by the fact it has clove in there. It's not going to smell anything like Phoenix Bubble Bar or any of the clove scented products you have. There is just that very slight warmth. What I also love is there is an element of lime here, and the lime is not a zesty one. It's a very warming, well-rounded lime smell, and that's one of the key components I get there. Alongside this, there is also a slight, very subtle element of coffee. And again, if you don't like coffee smells, please do not be put off by trying this, because the coffee again is not at all bitter, it's not at all strong. It's very much in the background, adding that warmth and that very slight sort of roasted aroma. And finally, there is a little tiny hint of tobacco. Again, it's more dry tobacco than smoked tobacco, and it's very light in the mix, but you get different things, and this is one of those scents that everyone sort of picks up something slightly different. I'm going to say, when it comes to Dear John Bubble Bar, I was very disappointed. This was the first of its kind, as in it was the first miniature bubble bar that Lush brought out. This is what it looks like. As you can tell, this is absolutely freaking tiny. To give you an idea, if I was to take one of my 100-gram pots of shower jelly and pop it in the top and turn it over, you can see that it doesn't even fully fit the top of one of those pots. It is tiny, and for the price, I don't think it's worth it. When this first came out to the public, we were told that it's small, but it's compact, and there's secret special ingredients in here that allows it to be as effective as a regular size bubble bar, but with just less bubble bar. No, I can't say that I actually agree with that at all. When I used this, I had to use the whole thing, and I don't feel like I got as many bubbles as I would do from half of another regular sized bubble bar, so I completely throw that out the window. The second thing that I don't like about this is the fact that obviously due to the colour, you're not going to get any colour in your bathtub. It's very boring. If you love the Dear John scent, it's definitely very present indeed, and certain components come out more. I find in the bubble bar you get more of the cedarwood and the vetiver come out more, and as there's a coffee bean, you do get a stronger element of the coffee. I don't feel the lime is so much in the limelight, and there's a slight, almost licorice element to this, which you don't get in other formats either. But in the bath, it's very disappointing. I don't think it's a particularly moisturising bubble bar either. I didn't feel overly moisturised when I came out of the bath. Although I love the Dear John scent, it's not a bubble bar I'm going to race out and get. That's just my personal opinion. The first product coming out on Thursday is something called Running to the Embassy Body Butter. This is what it looks like, although mine's a little bit more pasty and a little bit smaller, because mine has been used multiple times, and this has come directly from my shower. Now, it's odd that this is called a body butter, because I wouldn't say it's a body butter. This is a body butter stroke scrub for the feet. And the reason I say that is because the smell of this is not one that you're really going to want to rub all over your body. In here you have peppermint and you have spearmint, and you can smell both of those. They are very prevalent in the mix, but this is not wholly a minty smell. The odd thing about this is that it also features marigold oil. So you get a really odd, slightly bittersweet floral scent alongside the peppermint and the spearmint. And I'm going to be honest, it doesn't necessarily make for a great scent overall. As I've said, this is not something you're going to want to smear on any other part of your body aside from your feet. However, what this product does is change your feet for the good. This is supposed to invigorate, rejuvenate, refresh, and remove any odours that your feet may harvest and pick up throughout the day. And can I just say that it works? The idea of this is you just buffer across your feet. Thank you, person. Scrub in between your toes. I tend to sort of turn this to the side and do that in between my toes, and just leave it on for a few minutes to sort of allow the scent to absorb into the skin, and then rinse away or dip them back into the bath or shower, wherever you are at the time. What they do is they leave your skin feeling nice and soft. They don't particularly work well as a scrub, as a really heavy scrub. So if you have really dry feet or blisters or whatever it may be that you want to get rid of, this is not something you're going to be able to rub vigorously to do that. This just sort of takes off the top layer really gently, leaves a nice smell, leaves it feeling a bit cool and crisp, and does its job just like that. What I thought was really amazing about this product that I wasn't expecting to happen was that I found my feet stayed in good condition for a good couple of days after I used this. So this is why this little one here has been sitting in my shower for a good many months, because I don't need to use it that often. This just allows me not to worry about my little tootsies and just give them that little bit of tender loving care when sometimes they feel like they're a little bit overworked and a bit stressed out. And the second product to come out on Thursday is Prince Shower Gel. And again, as you can tell from my bottle here, this is not one that I use very often at all. First and foremost, it is a beautiful colour blue. I don't know if you can see that. I've got to be really careful because I can imagine spinning it all over. This one is fairly thick, thicker than satin for sure. Again, probably not the thickest shower gel, but still really, really thick. This one features lemon oil, orange oil, and neroli, and it's supposed to make you, as my blog said, smell like a prince, which is A, not something that I really know a lot about, and B, not something that I particularly want to smell like. I want to smell like myself, please, not a prince. What is really interesting is that the colour of this is quite contradictory to the smell, and the idea is that, as I said, you get a fruity smell, a little bit woody in there to sort of ground it. I'm really getting that smell coming through this bottle now. What I get from this shower gel from the bottle first and foremost is it smells a little bit like mandarin. That's the sort of main element I get from this. It's gentle. There is a grounded side to it, which again is probably the woody element slightly, but overall it's just a very natural, again very cooling, very crisp mandarin smell. What I will say about this shower gel is it's not the strongest one that Lush do. In fact, it's not the weakest, but it's one of the weakest ones I've tried. However, what I want you to appreciate with this shower gel, unlike for example Happy for Sad, which I just find just doesn't tick those boxes for me, is that this one actually grows on you in terms of it doesn't get stronger in scent, but you recognise the beauty of the simplicity and the lightness of this scent. In the shower, when you lather up with some of this, you do tend to find that the lather is very slightly tainted blue, and I was worried at first that it would stain me, however it didn't. My only problem with Prince Shower Gel, and maybe this is something that just is to do with my body and my skin type, but I found that my skin, especially my hands, felt very slightly dehydrated, like parched, after using this. And this wasn't just me being in the shower or the bath too long. I've never actually had this experience of any other shower gel aside from Happy for Sad, but this, like I say, is light and fruity and delicate, nothing overly strong, nothing zesty, but a nice sort of fruity fragrance. And on to Friday in the Lush kitchen, and we have two products, two very different products. We start with probably one that hasn't been back in a long time, and this is going to be popular. This is the Black Pearl Shower Gel. Now, I find it very slightly odd that this is one of those shower gels that creates such a buzz about it, because although I like it, I don't feel it is that good. It's supposed to be lavender and chamomile as the key ingredients. However, what is interesting, and speaking to other people, they very much feel the same. Yes, I get lavender in here, and yes, I get chamomile in here. Both of those elements are very present. But when I think about the smell of this, and when I smell it firsthand, it smells like a thin base of lavender, a thin base of chamomile, and the spread across the top is like a slight blackberry spread, like a very natural green blackberry smell. I would describe this as being a berry smell. Now, I don't want you to take that away for those who've not tried this, as it being a smell that smells fruity, like bubbly or like Prince. It just has a berry element to it. Does anyone know what I mean by that? Those who are watching, do you understand what I mean? For those who've tried it, it makes it sweet, not fruity. It's like a luster grey colour, and it's a very thin shower gel. In fact, I've shaken this up now, but if you leave it, it separates and you get half which is very watery and half which is a lot thicker down there. So you have to really give it a shake. It doesn't help that mine's a year out of date, but it's lovely. It does lather up on the skin. It creates a nice light, frothy, foamy lather, and the scent does stay with you for a short while. It's very effective at cleaning you. I wouldn't say it is very highly moisturising. I think Assassin out of this week's menu is a little bit more moisturising, but overall Black Pearl is definitely one that you should give a go. And the second product coming out on Friday is something I'm so excited about as well. It is Shave the Planet Shaving Cream. I had this back when it was in the retro section, when Lush used to have that a few years ago, and it's one that I didn't realise when I bought a few times that it was part of the retro section, because at the time I didn't know what the retro section really was. So when they discontinued it, I was heartbroken. As the name suggests, it is just like a shaving cream. You use it to help you to shave. From what I remember, it was a very thick shaving cream. I'd say probably thicker than Defluff, even though I've not used Defluff. Just looking at it, it looks and appears thicker, and it has a very natural sort of bamboo smell about it. I wouldn't say the scent is something I'd rave about, but it does its job super well. That's all I'm going to say on that, because again, I haven't tried a fresh batch, and until I do, I'm not willing to give my opinion on exactly what this shaving cream is like. So there we have the Lush kitchen menu for the week. I am actually quite tired. I'm quite surprised I managed to get through this video today. Probably not my usual chirpy, happy self, but I am pretty tired and I've done lots of live filming today. Top 3 products of the week. This is going to sound bad because I haven't had these products, but I'm definitely going to say Dear John Shower Gel. I think that's going to be a highlight of the week. My second product of the week would definitely be Wash Day Greens shampoo, and my third product of the week, I'm going to go and say Running to the Embassy body butter. I need to go and use that now. I'm sort of eyeing it up, got it all over my hands, I can smell it, and I think my feet need a good pampering tonight, and so does my throat and my nose and all the other parts of my body I've been working trying to do all these videos. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as I said at the start of the video, hopefully later on today, after this video has published, I will be releasing the live stream that I did on Instagram yesterday, as in Saturday, on the Lush DIY products that I made for you to enjoy. I hope to keep these Lush kitchen videos up every single week, and goodbye.